Whoa, today we are reviewing cheese. Well, not this one, but this one. So I hope you're hungry. I really had to make a cheesy entry to this video. Anyways. Blade. Jokes aside, this Balisong is actually called cheese, so, you know, I hope you'll forgive me for cheesy intro, but here's the unboxing. As you can see, Nabalis, because that's what we are checking out today. Here is some coating care tips. That's right, this Balisong has different coating. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, but here is the Balisong inside the nice pouch from Nabalis. It really is a nice pouch, not gonna lie. And oh boy, is it always funny to see how Nabalis ships their Balisongs. I'm not sure if you know, but oh boy, here it is. Here's the cheese, but look at this. This is ridiculous. It's like a small wrench, I suppose for I don't know, safety purposes or something. Not sure, but that's cool. So here is the cheese. Yep, I mean, not literally cheese, but that's how it's called. But other than the Balisong, you also get pouches, I've already mentioned. You get the, I think this is T10. Yeah, and I think this is also the, not sure how they call it, but you can use it to assemble the bushing inside nicely. We also get some stickers. Oh boy. Stickers and some extra hardware. Always nice, always nice. But here's the cheese. Yep, that's right, the cheese. And before I go any further, we actually have another thing to unbox. I mean, unpack. And it's the stand. The stand is cheese. Yep. That's ridiculous. That is so funny. Oh my god. Let's see. So just stick it inside and yep. You have cheese inside cheese. That is so funny, that's actually cool. And you can also use it kind of like opened because you have this slot for the blade. So you can also have it like this. That is so funny. We'll check out the stand more later. But here's the Balisong itself. So this is cheese by Nabalis, as I've already said. And the idea behind this one is, well, I believe to make a really fun Balisong. That is first and foremost. But I think they also wanted to make fun, well, flipping Balisong. And did they do it? I would say yes. I would say yes. I have been flipping it for quite a while. I've tested it over some hard tests to test the coating, how it stands the wear and tear. I have also flipped it for quite a while before making this review, just to make sure to see where I'm standing about this review, about this Balisong. Not review, I mean review also, but let me go over some specs of this guy first, just so you can kinda understand where we are standing. So we have the weight of this thing is 113 grams or 3.98 ounces. The total length is 251 millimeters or 9.88 inches. We have aluminum handles. It's 6061 aluminum. Blade material is 420 heat-treated stainless steel. And I would kind of say that that is it. Other than that, we have this interesting handle finish that they call Teflon coated. I mean, they don't call it that, it is Teflon coated, and we'll definitely go over that more, that is for sure, because it's really interesting. That is a really interesting thing on this Balisong, other than the design. But other than that, I just wanted to mention that the hardware that it arrives with, as you can see, it's kind of yellow and it has white screws by default, but you actually get these yellow screws That way you can have the whole handle yellow. So I just want to mention that because I think it's nice addition, you know, for stylish points. But I kind of dig it with this white and yellow theme. So as I've said, this is meant to be like fun balisong, you know, for everyone, for pretty much everywhere. And I'm not sure if I'm correct about this, but you can fact check me and let me know in the comments, but I think they've actually announced this Balisong on April the 1st, so April Fool's Day, and it was kind of as a joke, but I think they've got such a good feedback in the comments and people actually wanted to see this thing come alive, me included, that they actually made it. I'm not sure if that is correct, but if I remember correctly, that's how this thing came to be. I mean, they were probably planning to release it anyways, but if I recall correctly, then that's how it came alive. But yes, other than that, the idea was to make a fun balisong, and what they complained, I mean, not complained, what problem they wanted to solve was that balisongs, when you flip them in public, you know, they kind of look dangerous, I suppose, and the handles look metal, because all the finishes on balisongs, even anodizations, it still looks like metal, so perhaps, you know, dangerous. So they wanted to kind of make a finish that would look more friendly. I assume they wanted to make a finish that would look kind of like a toy, and literally make a balisong that looks like a toy. That's how my understanding of this balisong is, by reading all the stuff on their website and hearing what the designers had to say, and I think they did it. I mean, this thing really does look like a toy. And perhaps it doesn't look like metal. As I've said, it is aluminum, and it feels like aluminum, it flips like aluminum, whatever that means. We'll go into flipping in a bit. But yeah, I think they did it. I think they actually made a balisong that looks like toy, and balisong that looks extremely safe. This is probably the most funny, adorable balisong out there, maybe. Maybe not. I mean, it's definitely up there. You know, it really looks user-friendly and definitely not like some dangerous tool or anything like that. So I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park with the design. So let's check it up close. So here are the handles. As you can see, so it really looks... I mean, you can see how it looks, but kind of glossy, but not glossy, kind of soft. I'm not sure how to explain the look, but you can see it, so I do not have to explain it. You have this like cheese texture, I suppose is how I'm gonna call it, on the bite handle, kind of as an indicator. Do you see it when flipping? Kinda, you kinda do. Do you feel it when flipping? Kinda, but you know, it's more visual indicator, of course. You have jimping. Jimping is really nice. Nicely done jimping. I'm not sure how this coating works, but it kind of looks like it's spray painted or sprayed with some type of coating. I mean, it is coating after all. But inside of the handles, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it kind of fades away, you know, so it's not really even coating. So inside it's a bit darker and fainter, but outside it does look really nice. Blade has this white coat. I'm not sure if the blade is Teflon coated too. Let me check if it says anything on the website. Yes, so the blade is also Teflon coated, the same as the handles. So both the handle and blade are indeed Teflon coated. Okay, now we know that. The finishing on the outer part of the blade is nice. On the inside of the blade, or here inside, you can kind of see the milling still. I mean, not the milling, the machining finish. So it's not really finely finished, and some holes have kind of leftovers from the paint. I mean, these are really small details, just have that in mind. These are really small details, but it's just what I want to mention, you know, that it's not perfect, nor it needs to be. Like, from afar, you can't even see this, but if you look up close, you can definitely see little imperfections, but that is completely fine with me. But the overall design, I mean, it's super cool. It's super fun. I think it's so fun and cartoony that I actually like it a lot. And how does this all affect flipping? Well, in a really interesting way. First of all, these grooves, so these grooves and the grooves on the side give such a nice, I would say, control to the flipping. You can really feel the control when you are doing your tricks, so these grooves really do help. The jimping, as Valerie said, is nice, and the overall balance is on the point. Now here is the play. It does have play, but just a tiny bit, and have in mind this is after I have dropped it multiple times on the hard surfaces, but honestly it had little play out of the box, so it didn't come out of tune, I would say, which is a good thing, of course. Other than the design and stuff like that, is flipping. And the coding affects flipping in a fun way. That's how I'd say it. So first of all, in real life it looks just a bit glossy, and I was like, oh, this thing is going to be slippery. It's not gonna flip great because, you know, I hate slippery Balisongs, and if there's one thing that I complain about on Balisongs, it's how slippery they can be, and this one is not slippery. I'm not sure how, like, how is it not slippery with all the looks and feel? Like, I would think that it would be slippery, but it's just not slippery. It feels real nice. Like, the closest to what I can explain it would be, now this is gonna be really weird, but spray painted rubber. That's how I'm gonna call it. I'm not sure how else to say it. I'll just say spray painted rubber. Yeah, so it's not slippery at all. It feels really nice in the hand when flipping. Let me actually adjust my shutter speed and get some flipping clips and the sound test alongside so you guys can see a bit of the flipping performance with this thing. So give me a sec. Alright, so there you have it. That was the sound test and flipping. I can't really flip that well here in the studio, but I hope you got enough of that. If not, maybe I'll post more over to the Instagram, so make sure to follow me there. But this thing flips insanely well. I mean, it looks like joke, it's cartoony, it's fun, but it's a really good flipper. At the end of the day, it's a really good flipper, and honestly, I was amazed with Nabalis when they sent over the wing, and that thing flips, I mean, it flips ridiculously well, and this thing is absolutely no exception. It has great tolerances. It's so fun, like, man, it is so fun. As for the durability of the coating, I was reading on their website, and they were choosing between ceramic coating, I think that's how it was called, ceramic coating and this Teflon coating, and apparently ceramic coating would come off when you would like hit it on surfaces, but this one didn't come off as easily, and I tested this on good old enemy concrete. That's right, I flipped this over concrete and I have dropped it, and it has fallen on the concrete and slid over it, so that was a really good test. And here are the results. Let me see if I can get that on camera. You can see some dents over here on the handle. There are some dents over here. Again, not sure how well you can pick it up. But overall, there are small dents. Pretty much the dents that you would get if your aluminum Balisong drops. Other than that, the coating which surprised me a lot, didn't come off. So they are just small dentations on the handles, but no coating damage, which is extremely good news for those people that are not careful when flipping their Balisongs outside and still want it to be cosmetically appealing. So I would say that it stands, you know, beating quite well. Again, it wasn't like any high or brutal drop. It was just, you know, regular drop when you miss a trick. So it just fell on the ground and slid over the concrete. But yeah, like damages, I would say fairly minimal. It's aluminum, so of course you're going to get dents in the aluminum. But other than that, the coating stood the test. So I'm quite impressed by this. That is for sure. Now the stand, I think it's an extra option. This thing is 3D printed, but the resolution that they are printing with is quite good, maybe even 0.12, not sure, but it's a pretty good resolution. So stand is quite good and quite cool. I mean, this whole thing is like a fun package, I would say, like package of fun is what Nabalis has prepared here for us. So if you're looking for fun Balisong, because that's what I would say this is, the textured this Teflon coating, I mean, I'm really glad that somebody in the market is actually exploring and researching other types of finishes, other technologies. I think they also have like extruded Balisong from extruded metal. Is that right? I'm not sure. Extrusion, I think it's called. Like, it's just nice to see a company that is innovating. And this finish, I'm not sure if I've heard of Teflon coating before on a Balisong. Like, perhaps somebody has like some similar type of finish on the handle, but this is what they have, and I think it's absolutely incredible. As I've said, it withstood my drop on the concrete really well. It has dents, but that is because it's from aluminum, so you can expect that to happen on aluminum Balisongs, but the coating withstood the beating quite well, so I'm quite impressed. So above all, it's a really good flipping Balisong, like really good flipping Balisong. It's super fun to flip, and it has pretty much everything that I would ask for in a Balisong. It is a trainer, of course, because I mean it's meant to be like a fun thing, not a knife. It has this thing that you can definitely feel if you accidentally flip on the bite handle, which I always like on the trainers. I don't really care much about the handle indications, but this thing is nice because, you know, when you're flipping, you can definitely feel it. It doesn't damage you, but you can definitely feel that you're on the wrong handle. So it's a really good Balisong. If you guys have any questions about this Balisong, about some other gear, or you would like me to check out some other gear, perhaps, feel free to drop all your questions, proposals, and critiques, of course, in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. Feel free to eat some cheese in the meantime, and I'll see you in the